Oh, didn't think I'd get it this late, but I got it. I got the COVID. I'm really gonna be acting like Gin once I fully regain my taste. Alright, enough depressing shit. Let's talk about the live action One Piece. When they first announced this, in my mind, I was like, no, this is not gonna be good at all. Like, look at all these characters. You think all these characters are gonna look good in live action? No, absolutely not. It's just gonna be terrible. Just terrible CGI all around. Just the whole world of One Piece won't make for a good transition to live action form. But man, did this 2023 live action adaptation blew me away. It shut me the fuck up. Just all the trailers and build up leading into this was just exciting. I can tell that the main cast was just super passionate about this project, and they seem to be having a blast portraying these characters. After all the failed live action adaptation, Netflix has finally found their footing with this one. And man, I am just so happy. But honestly, the success just has to go to Oda. He was the one that just basically handled the story, the casting, just making sure everything is just right. And yeah, the casting, Luffy is literally perfect, as well as other characters like Buggy and Mihawk. Like, how are these characters so perfect? I can't even explain it. It's just, I'm just at a loss of words by how great their characters were. But now I actually want to talk about what happens in these episodes. So yeah, spoilers, because, I got a lot of things to talk about. So the show loosely follows the events of the anime/manga with some small but significant changes. Starting off with Zoro killing at the first episode. Probably because people were complaining that One Piece characters never die. Twitter was just losing their mind at this, not because he killed, but further proving that Zoro is a minority hunter, I guess. He's racist. And then there's Kaya and Usopp kissing. That has got to be like the best change for this one. One Piece fans were literally asking for this ship to happen in the anime, and now we got it here in the live action, so yeah, I'd say that's a win. Arlong meeting up with Buggy is a cool thing to see since they basically control most of the East Blue. So seeing these two interact was interesting to see. And then, of course, we got Kobe, basically a main character in this show. He appears in all the episodes, which is also weird, but interesting to see. And an actual cool change, and this is from the manga. Zeff eats his own leg, and that only happened in manga. In the anime, they changed it up to him having to cut off his leg while trying to save Sanji. And that change was probably due to the kiddos watching at home. But yeah, very surprised to see that they changed it back to the manga. So changes I didn't like. I didn't like how they almost removed the dog from the Orange Town arc. I know that he showed up for like a split second right at the end. Or I'm sorry, the Shells Town arc. Just for me personally, that is one of the most memorable moments of the East Blue arcs. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed on that. At least the dog showed up. I also didn't like the brief cameo of Don Krieg. Now, I know a lot of people don't really like him. That's like everyone's least favorite villain regarding the East Blue. But he wasn't that bad. With all the weapons in his arsenal, I think it'd be a pretty fun fight scene in live action. But they probably skipped that because it could have been a little difficult doing that, I guess. It still sucks though, because for me, that's like top 5 most satisfying punches in all of anime. And I didn't like the cameo of Jin in here because it didn't make sense. It kind of like, it took away the impact of that like first scene of Gin. At least he showed up. At least he wasn't forgotten, I guess. Hey, maybe there's a small glimmer of hope that he'll show up in the manga. Yeah, right. And the last change I want to talk about is like, it's not really a change that upset me. It was just like, oh, what the heck? I wasn't expecting it. Is that for Usopp's flashback, like his mother dies in the flashback. Obviously, she dies in the anime and manga. Like, we already knew that, but she died off screen. In this adaptation, she actually dies in the scene. I'm just like, damn, Usopp really did witness her mother dying in front of him. So that was crazy. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I was not expecting it to like it as much as I did. Like, the world itself was just amazing. Despite a few restrictions from Shells Town and Syrup Village, they didn't really show much of that. All they showed was like a circus and a mansion for the most part. But what can you do? Live action's expensive. And yeah, most of the characters were pretty great aside from a few character omissions. Though it didn't really negatively impact the story anyway. Like, who even cares about Onion or Bell Pepper or whatever their names are? And I'm still a little iffy about Garp. The actor's performance was good, even though some parts were a little goofy. And speaking of goofy, I was just laughing hard at this scene with Kuro. This dude really do be thinking he's the Flash. Alright, I think I said basically everything I wanted to say about this. It's great live action anime adaptation. I was just blown away. I was surprised. I didn't think we'd actually get an actual good adaptation. And for sure there will be a season 2. No doubt about it. I guess I'll do a few predictions of season 2. Let's see. Oh man, this is actually gonna be harder than I thought. Okay, so 1 episode of Logtown, maybe. 1 episode of Laboon. 1 episode of Whiskey Peak, 1 to 2 episodes of Little Garden, don't know how they're gonna pull that off, at least 2 episodes of Drum Drum Island, and 2 episodes of Alabasta. No way, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna pull this second season off.